Intellectual freedom. What does this mean to you? Is it the right to pursue knowledge without limit? Is it the ability to understand complex ideas? Or is it something that empowers us all to know truth? Cambridge is a city renowned for its intellectual freedoms, offering individuals the opportunity to research and learn in the world's leading faculties. Professor Stephen Hawking, one of the leading physicists and cosmologists in the UK, was one of the many intellectual geniuses that studied at a Cambridge University college. Yet, in mid-2014, Professor Hawking, when talking about knowing the mind of God, stated in an interview, "We would know everything that God would know if there were a God, which there isn't."
I'm not sure. I think there might be, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, I think it's fairly self-explanatory. There is some sort of creator, but not necessarily a recognised one.
One of the verses from the Bible in Matthew 16:15 says, Jesus asking to the disciples, "Who do you say I am?" Peter replies, "Jesus, you are the Son of the living God." How Peter was able to say this when many people were calling him with different names, with different identification, but Peter was able to say, "Jesus, you are the Son of the living God." He was able to say this because of the experience he had with Christ. He had the experience by walking with Christ, living with Him. That's how he was able to tell. Many of us are still not able to say that He is the living God. For example, a person will not be able to tell that the pan is hot until he touches it and feel it. Until he feel the burn, he won't be able to say that the pan is hot. The same way, the experience will only tell us that Jesus Christ is Lord. And Peter was able to say that. And Christ has called us and He has set us apart to live a holy life, a life pleasing to Him. Many of the people have experienced Christ and walked away, and they are not able to get any revelation from Christ. In today's generation, we see when the technology has advanced and when there are so many things that the people can get into good ways to increase their knowledge, and at the same side, we will see the technology has worsened many of the things. Many of the people have gone into wrong paths and they're not aware of the Christ presence. They're not aware what the Christ is able to do for them.
Not really. You get all sorts in all religions, as we know.
No, because they're not evangelising types of Christians. They live well.
No, I wouldn't say so then. Fairly ordinary.
Not particularly, but I just think faith is one aspect of a person. So, I mean, that's a bit like saying is there one characteristic for Cambridge students or, for people from England? I mean, possibly, but not really.
Christian what?
Evangelisation.
What's that? Spreading it out?
Spreading on, talking to others about
Good thing,
Jesus,
isn't it? Good thing. Well, all religions are to do with being good, loving your neighbour, being a good citizen, and if you can spread the word about loving one's neighbour, That's a good thing to do. It doesn't really matter whether you're Christian or Hindu or Islamic, frankly.
I don't really know a great deal about it.
Yeah, I don't agree with anyone forcing their religion on anyone else. I think people have their own views and their own beliefs, and that should be accepted. But I don't think people should actively try to convert people to other religions. I suppose that people can talk to people about it. I think it's always fine to talk to people.
I mean, I think that's kind of inherent within most religions. I mean, every religion has a sense of evangelicism in that the general aim is conversion. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything particular to Christianity that makes a difference.
Times have changed, attitudes have changed, and maybe it's time we change too. We need a new approach to evangelism, a new way to bring the hope of Christ to the young and perishing. We need to have the courage to tell our friends about Jesus and explain to them the hope that we have in Him. Often, people who put up the biggest fights are the ones who are most broken inside. And so as it says in 1 Peter 3:15, but in your hearts revere Christ as Lord, and always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks, to give the reason for the hope that you have, but do this with gentleness and respect.
ICPF Cambridge, our plan, our purpose is to influence the young generation. We are the saved, redeemed people. Our responsibility is to bring the other people, other youths, our neighbors, our colleagues who are far away from the gospel, from the Christ, to bring them to the knowledge of Christ, to bring them to the cross and the gospel which the Christ has given us, to make them aware, to bring them also to the fold, so that they can also be the saved children, the saved people, and we all be ready for our Christ when He comes, and we can go together with Him to live forever. That's why ICPF Cambridge is here, to influence those people. The question is, will you stand with us?
Matthew 28:18-20 says, Jesus came and said to them, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go, therefore, and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always to the end of the age. Now is the time to stand for Christ. Join us, and together we can reach the unreached and impact a new generation.
Christ needs you. ICPF Cambridge. Youths United. Christ needs you.
Welcome to the first ever ICPF Youth Camp in Cambridge. Time to impact the 21st century.